All right. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you find yourself. I hope you're doing very, very well. It's another Friday, and yeah, we are here to finish the week. Even though you might have crypto trading over the weekend, you just have to listen to the what I'm going to see for the weekend potentially, if there is none, if there is one, and then you can obviously um deal with it over the weekend. So without wasting too much time, let's start with the dollar index as usual. Right now, if we watch or if we pay attention to what has just happened, um this 1 hour candle, the one that just ended, has confirmed that we will be breaking this low here, and we might be trading somewhere down there. Okay, and it also giving an idea that potentially next week um it's going to be a little bit challenging for um newbies to trade. If you don't understand the chart, if you don't understand the market, next week is going to be difficult for you to trade because price has taken both sides of the market. Now, if you look at yesterday, what we discussed, right? I said that they were going to trade up, take out the previous week high, dip into this area here, and then reject. And when it's doing that, you can look for buy ideas on the foreign currencies. And I gave you two pairs that I was interested in for you to basically look for trade ideas on, and that was the New Zealand dollar and then the New Zealand CAD. But I'll come back to it. The reason why I'm saying next week is going to be difficult is we rejected previous week low the same week. Okay, the same week. Now, when that happens, it makes it difficult for especially new beginners to trade. Even for myself, it's not going to be easy, right? But obviously, we will at least get maybe a day or two good directional trade idea, and then maybe 1 day or 2 days we might get it wrong. But for new traders, it will be a little bit challenging because they will not be able to navigate what price wants to do going into next week. However, we still we're still on the downside. Okay, remember that big time frame is down, we're still on the downside. So whatever happens, you're looking for dollar index to continue going down. This is not a buy pattern. Okay, this is not a buy pattern. So we are still looking for lower prices, and it's very good to see them trade up previous week high and reject. And this morning, and let me talk about something really quick here, which in future it can happen, and then when it happens, you can actually take advantage of it. I think I've already talked about it, but I'm bringing your attention to it. When this morning, when this morning price was going up, what should have come into your mind if you understand what I've been saying about the high resistance, right? This high and that high. If you understand what I've been talking about, then as price was going up, especially with this gap above the previous week high and above the previous day's high, when price was going up, you should be thinking that as soon as they go up, it's going to reject. Okay, as soon as it goes above it, it's going to reject. Hence, you can use that as an opportunity to look for trade ideas on the foreign currencies, especially the majors, because we can pair the majors with the dollar index and then trade them. or you can look at gold, which we'll take a look at it. Okay, so when it was going up on the lower time frame, on the 1 hour time frame, right, you use the RSI, right, and then you want to see what a divergence, because if it's going to go above this, that will create a higher high. So this is a higher high, but this is also another high high as it was going up. And also when price was trading all in here, you are not interested in anything. Don't do anything during the Asian session. Always pay attention to the London and the New York session, right? So if you wake up at London, this is what you come across. You see this, that they've gone above it, and you should anticipate that it's going to reverse and come back down. Why? Because you have a high and a high high, and it's not just any high high, it's a previous day's high that was rejected over here, and then price rejected, and then it's coming back down. So it's gonna trade here, and potentially we might break to continue going down, but like I said, that might be next week. Okay, that might be next week. So with that, I said I like this pair. And if you remember, yesterday I gave you two PD arrays of two fair value gaps. This one and that one. One of them is going to reject. And then we go back up to this equal high. Okay, so the New Zealand dollar, the reason why I gave this was because of the daily price action. It's very beautiful. Right, we have a low here, we have a high here. We'll come back into discount, auto block, order flow, fair value gap. Yeah. So I'm expecting this to continue going up to take out this. It might get some it might face some resistance. Yeah. It might face some resistance from this candle's low to the opening price. It might face some resistance, but ultimately, with what I'm anticipating on the dollar index, we are likely to break them and continue going higher, right? So look for the New Zealand dollar to continue going up, and then the the New Zealand CAD, same thing. These two fair value gaps, one of them was going to reject price and then take us up again. But with this, because they did take out the previous high, which created a higher high, it's going to struggle. So if you did get that partial below this candle's low, and then maybe put your stop loss to this candle's low. Okay, so if you did get in partial here, and then put your stop loss below this low. If it does this, then I'll prefer that. So next week, if it comes back down like this, I'll prefer that. Okay, why? Because if it does that, if you go onto the weekly, it would have taken out the previous week low, which would be good, because as it stands, it's rejecting the previous week high. So next week, we want it to take out the previous week low and then start going up. And when it does that, it will actually challenge. It's like it will be the same, because we took out previous week high and then we break, and then this will also take out previous week low and then we break. Okay, so this is previous week high. This is, draw a different line. So this is previous week high. Okay, so if today closes above it, this level, if today closes above it, that'd be good. Then we wouldn't want them to come back down next week and take out the low. But if it stays like this, then next week we want them to come back and attack the low and then reject and go high again. So it depends on how the week is gonna close. Okay, so so far so good. Let's see how far they're gonna take this. Euro. So Euro has also taken out previous week low. Sorry, it didn't. My bad. It's not the low. So next week we want them to take out the low and then reject going up. Now this is a very good sign. We have a concept called a concept called SMT divergence. Okay, we have a concept called SMT divergence. SMT divergence is when you can see maybe dollar making a low, dollar making a high, and then euro failing to make a low. Because when dollar makes a high, euro needs to make a low. And what I'm saying is, if dollar makes a high, so this is a high, and then dollar goes above it, euro will make a low and we should go below it. If dollar makes this high, euro should do this, and then pound should do the same thing. So pound should do the same thing. Okay, but if dollar makes a high and euro fails to do that, then that is a sign of accumulation. It's a sign that this high here is fake. Okay, so again, that's one more reason why I said that they were likely going to reject that high, because dollar was making that high and euro was failing to make the low. Because if dollar is taking out the previous week low, then euro should be taking out this low here, but it didn't. Okay, so another reason why I anticipated the dollar index reversing. So because of that, maybe next week they might just open, take out this low and then go back. It depends on how the day is gonna close anyway. So if we close as an up candle above this, then definitely which I think even if we don't do that, Monday is going to go up, because they've taken out a swing low on the daily, this one here. Okay, which was Thursday. So Thursday is low, but last week low was Monday. It wasn't Thursday. So it's a midweek low. This is the previous week low, which that's the one that we should have come below. Right, so as it stands, I think it will likely go up, but let's see. Okay, because it hasn't taken out this low, which usually I would have preferred that if they take out the previous day's low and reject. British pound is too strong. That didn't even come anywhere close to the previous week low. So again, more reason why the run above the previous week high is on the dollar index is kind of fake. However, I'm seeing, because our trade got stopped out here, which I think I made a mistake. So I'm gonna own up to it. When the week started, I should have seen that we took out the previous week high. Right? I should have seen it. Maybe my mind was too caught up into the lower time frame with this down candle closing above the up candle closing above this. So it escaped me that the weekly, this one took out the high, so they were likely going to take out a low. Hence, that trade idea that I gave was not going to work out, because they were going to take out this low. Okay, so I own up to that is my fault. So for those of you that took it, it's my fault for this time. And I also got stopped out. Okay, not only you, because when I give trade ideas, especially the ones on the portal, I take them myself as well. But next week, looking at how price is trading now, it's rejecting this fair value gap. So watch this up candle. Watch this up candle here. If we can break it, then next week we can use the same the entry, the stop loss, everything. We can still use them to go back up again. Okay, so let's see if today can close like the way it is, which is rejecting the previous week low. If we can close above it, then especially this fair value gap, if we can close above it, that'd be very good for higher prices going into next week. Right, so again, my fault, apologize. And this one, I saw that I wanted to give a trade to go there, but for some reason it didn't give me any good price action for me to give it, because they were going to attack this low based on the weekly. And this was funny. This was funny because after I got stopped out on euro, right, that's when I realized that, because I saw this one at the beginning of the week, that they were going to attack this low, but for some reason I didn't see it on euro pound. That's how, sometimes your mind can work. Or let me put it, my mind, sometimes that's because it's so caught up into the lower time frame order flow, especially when you see something like this. There's no way we should be trading below this down candle, but if you miss the higher time frame logic, then you get punished, like I did get punished here. Okay, but on euro, I was convinced they were going to take out this low. Why? Because it didn't have the same price action that euro pound had. So you see the difference, but it didn't give me any good price action for me to give it in terms of looking for a trade to go there. Now with this rejection next week, so let's do something here. Next week is either we're gonna open and then we start coming up to attack this high, or we're gonna open, we will come back and take out this low, and then we start coming back up. So similar to what I think the dollar index might do. So pay attention to price action on the higher time frame. So if you do have the luxury to have the ability to divide your chart into two, do it, and then have one here and one there, and then watch. Because if you open and you see price coming down, all that is doing is basically coming to it's only coming down to take out the previous week low again, and that will give you the high resistance run, and then it should reject immediately, right? So let's go to the H4. Yeah, so far it's looking good in my opinion. They've broken this gap here. If they can leave a gap here, that would be fantastic. And if they do, next week we'll talk about it and then see. All right, so even though this week was not great, it shapes up for a better next week. Okay, now that's trading for you. You're not always going to get it right. Sometimes you'll get it wrong, like I did this week. I got the euro pound wrong. The same thing applies to the Aussie CAD. But yesterday I was talking about it, that they were going to attack this low. Again, I was caught up in the lower time frame, which is not lower time frame but the daily, because of this down candle, right? There's no way they're gonna take that one, because order flow is supposed to continue going up. And then we did get joy on Wednesday, and then Thursday they decided to do it, which again, it's normal for price to do that based on the higher time frame, because if you look at the weekly, we reject it. So if they go above that one, it's going to reject. Okay, so again, I take the I'll say the blame, but I take the responsibility for it. Right, so if you did get it wrong, again, my fault. We'll fix it next week. All right, we'll get some nice trades for next week. Okay, so next week is going to be fun because it has given more opportunity, because anytime they run, whilst we are bullish, anytime they run the low, it's an opportunity for a buy to come in. Okay, so let's drop down to the H4, and it did miss this by just a few pips. So again, how we close this week is going to be crucial. Do we close back above this, or do we come back below it? Preferably to close above it. And then next week, it's either it's gonna drop down one more time to take out the low, dip into this gap, and then we start going higher, or it's just gonna open and then start going higher. Okay, so either way, we'll be waiting for it. And next week, I'll make sure that I come in having looked at the high time frame for the trade ideas. Don't do it again. Okay. Euro Aussie is also going to be interesting because the week is ending as a rejection below previous week low. So that is a good sign that next week we can get a buy to go up. We can get a buy to go up. Maybe this equal high. Euro New Zealand is also doing something similar. Okay, maybe not. It's too far away from the low. But it can be, these two down candles can be reaccumulation. But I think we'll probably focus on Euro Aussie. Euro Aussie, and then Euro CAD. Euro Pound maybe as well. Okay. Let me look at Pound Aussie. No. Okay. Pound New Zealand too, not bad. Is rejecting. Yeah, not bad. Okay, maybe bad. Yeah, maybe bad. We'll leave Pound New Zealand alone. All right. Now let's go to gold. What I was saying earlier. So if we can get dollar index to stay down, which I think is going to be based on a weekly. If we can get it to stay down, then gold will resume going up. These two down candles will just be reaccumulation. Actually, funny enough, I got a trade on this to come and take out this low, but not so much profit in it. Actually, I sold too low here, this up candle, but I didn't put my stop loss above it. I placed it there. I was looking for much lower prices in terms of speed. I wanted them to go down quickly. So after it rejected, I woke up, price was almost at my entry, and I closed it. So I didn't get much out of it. And based on what I'm seeing, I think we might continue going higher next week on the daily time frame. So on the weekly, we are still closing bullish. There's no run above previous week high. And Monday, we want to see, and then we buy to continue going up. Now, if we do get that, then they are likely going to go all the way to they're gonna go to the 2% extension. a 2% extension. Okay, it's gonna go to the 2% extension, which comes in at 3078. All right, so next week, if we get what I'm anticipating, which is they'll drop back down into this gap again, maybe on Monday, and then so that's what you want to see. Okay, you don't want them Monday straight up, no, even though that would be a good thing. And let me give you all scenarios so that you can, if you're going to trade, don't trade it on Monday, because we want Monday to trade down. If Monday trades down into this, then yes, you can start looking for a rejection on the 1 hour time frame, which is looking for a break of structure on the 1 hour time frame, and then you buy it. So what I'm saying is, next week Monday, if you see them dropping, wait for this, then buy it to go up. Or if they take it up on Monday, then sit on your hands on Monday, let Monday do something like that, close above the Friday candle, then on Tuesday you're gonna buy, and then we expand up again, and then we'll be reaching for this level. All right, so that is what you're actually looking for on gold going into next week. All right. And then crude oil did me dirty this week. I was punished for some reason. That's okay, it's all part of it. They eventually came back to that level, which that's what they were supposed to do on Tuesday. And I'm really surprised that they were able to come all the way back up to that level in spite of this up candle and the volume imbalance. So this week was a very, very quote unquote tough week in terms of price action. And because of the rate announcement, most of the technicals um, they didn't play out, or they didn't respect algorithmic principles, which is understandable because it's rate announcement week. Rate announcement week, something like that can happen. Rate announcement week, CPI, and then NFP. Those weeks, especially this rate announcement, because in anticipation of it, they will manipulate price. Okay, so rate announcement week, we don't actually joke. If you don't know what you're doing, you can be in serious trouble. Guys, bear with me. I think the postman is at my door. Okay, sorry for that. It's just me at home, so I'm not expecting a package for my son. I had to go and check. Okay, so yeah, as I was saying, if you don't know what you're doing on rate announcement days, you will get murdered, because algorithmically, price might not respect PD arrays, it might not respect any technicals. We'll just be trading through levels. Okay, so there you go. Now next week they've traded into that fair value gap. It's not rejecting the previous week high. However, I'll still be anticipating them to reject and go back down again. Okay, I'll still be expecting, because this high to this low, all of this is just complex pullback. That's what it's doing. It's not doing anything, right? So crude oil will come back down again next week, and what I'll be looking for is we take out the high, which would be this one as it stands. That'll be previous week high, and then we drop down. Okay, that's what we'll be looking for. So going into next week, that's what we are looking for. We want them to run up, preferably this level, then rejection, and we sell to continue going down. Okay, yes, something similar. I think we talked about ES rejecting this volume imbalance. Again, ES also punished me this week. Oh no, this week was not the best. This week was not the best week. Okay, so we are rejecting that volume imbalance, and I don't like this. We've not had any decent displacement. So next week the price action will be, we will still have this volume imbalance there, especially the high of it. Let me go to the weekly again. Okay, and then drop down to the daily. Okay, so that's how it looks like. So we'll be looking at the high of it, which is here. Right, next week when we open, we want to see price go up into that, give us a decent rejection. When I say decent rejection, I mean H4 candle breaking a down candle. So if it starts coming up, just watch, pay attention to the last down candle that price will print, and that will be our last down candle prior to the move up to take out the previous week high. That is the one we want to sell when they break it. So if we, let's say for example, go up, and then oops, let's say they use 2 candles, right, and then take out the week high, we want this down candle. That'll be the last one. So you highlight it. Once broken, you'll be looking for price to come and attack this low. It might probably give you a pullback and then eventually take out the low, or it might just trade through it. Okay, so we are looking for lower prices, but we can take out the previous week high before going down, and the idea is based on the weekly. This is a redistribution. It's an up candle, the first up candle in a series of down candles. And then on top of that, we also want them to kind of give us some idea for how the rest of the give us an idea how the rest of the, I would say year, but the next quarter is going to trade, which is on the 3 months. We want them to close below this. Okay, so let's go back to the weekly. Next week is very I'm going to speak I'm going to speak differently right now. It's very important. That's the Italian version. It's very important for them to close below that level. Okay, just said it in a different language so you can know why. It's very, very, very important for them to close below that, because if they can do that, then we might be having a shift in the big time frame. We might be having a shift in the big time frame price action. But if it stays like this, nah, no, because the gap is actually holding. So it's crucial that next week closes below this candle's high. Then the 3 months candle will be done, because you have 10 days to go, which if you look at the calendar, it's not actually 10. We have next week up to Friday. We have Monday as 31st, but Monday will just be one day. So the week is important, not the day. So next week, very, very important. If we don't close next week, then the Monday is a must. Whatever happens, Monday should close, and then we close below this, and then we go into April, May, June, which will give us a very good indication on what to do with this pair for the next 1 month or two. Okay, so let's see. For today, I will suggest you don't do anything. Leave it alone. Okay, it's still rate announcement week, so leave it alone. I'm done for the week. I took a beating for this week, so I'm done. I was done since yesterday. So apart from these two trades that I'm gonna be hunting for next week, I didn't buy this because of the beating that I took. I didn't buy this, I didn't buy that. But next week I'll look into buying it. I want to see how the week is gonna close, and then I'll buy it. Okay, let's go on to okay. All right. So AI 16Z, we did struggle here. It actually struggled at the breaker, couldn't break it, so we are back to this square one. But I like how it's trading. It's still stuck inside this candle's high and this candle's low as a down candle. Next week I'll talk about it. Okay, when you have this kind of price action, because if you are going down, redistribution candles are not supposed to be down candles. So when price is going down, for example, if you go back to ES, okay, on the weekly, this is a redistribution, right? Redistribution needs to be an up candle when price is going down. It's not supposed to be a down candle. When we are going up, reaccumulation is supposed to be a down candle, not an up candle. Okay, so here, this is a down candle, which is a very different candle printing altogether, and I'll talk about it next week. So let's see, it's not closed yet because we still have Saturday and Sunday to trade. So it can take out this low, and if it does, then it will change the narrative. This will be redistribution, and then they will keep going down, but not down, down, down. But it might take out this low, and then next week we'll see what price action we'll get. Okay, based on what I'm seeing on the daily, it might take out this low and then come back up again, because that previous week took out this low, so we still have the high resistance idea. Solana, we are back down again because it's not bullish. complex pullback, it's going to be hard for you to trade. I think as it stands, maybe wait for it to come up here and then you sell it, or wait for it to come to OTE and then you sell it, because it's playing around, and if you're not careful, it can drain you mentally. Okay, it can drain you mentally. So I would say wait, let it come to this candle's high, OTE, or 70.5. The candle high is at 618, and then the gap on the daily is 70.5. That's where you should be interested in selling. Whatever is going on in here, don't be interested. Okay, leave it alone here and then look for sell up here to come and attack this low. Bitcoin, same thing. That up candle there is our last up candle prior to the move down. So that is the range. So on the H4, yeah, it can come back next week. I'm sorry. I'm always thinking that they have 5 trading days on cryptos. I don't know why it has 7 trading days. Kind of weird. It's supposed to be 5. But that's the range. And we probably might come back up because we took out the low, broke a high, pulling back to OTE. So you can come back up here and then you look for lower prices. Something like this. So over the course of the weekend, watch out for something like this. It might come back up to take out this high again one more time before we resume coming back down again. This high to this low, that's the range. So that also got to 618. So the similar price action to BTC. Look for it to come back up above this high. Then you look for the sell to go down again. Because from what I'm seeing, it might come back up again because of this impulse run. And if it's going to go down, this is not the price action. It should manipulate first. Something like this. Big run up, then rejection. Big run up, then rejection. Big run up, then rejection. You don't see that here. We have mix, up candle, down candle, mix here. That's not how price goes down. So you might see it coming back one more time up, then we go down. Hype is rejecting previous week high, so again we are likely going to come back down again next week, but I don't know how far it's gonna go because like I said, there's no data. So maybe it might start printing data over there. Who knows? Hype might start printing because these numbers are still positive. Okay, and it seems that hype jumped in terms of price from 0 all the way to 12 billion, right? Sorry, 11 billion. Okay, it jumped from the beginning of the project to 11 billion. So there's no trading since 1 or even since the zeros. So it can keep going down to fill those numbers and then maybe come back up. I don't know. Okay, where we are now, very, very dangerous. I don't know whether we will, because that's the only data that we have. And without data, it'd be very hard for me to know what they're going to do, because I need to see reference points, and there's none. Apart from these two that I marked, there's none. So but looking at what price has done, next week is likely, unless this week goes back up again and close bullish. Even with that, still we're likely gonna continue going down, because that'll be the first up candle in the series of these down candles. All right. Okay. XRP, the up candle couldn't be broken, but it still doesn't change the idea that don't sell this one. Okay, do not sell it. I think this down candle, this gap might hold for now. So probably over the weekend you might get some trade ideas. Just use this range, this low to this high. Just use that. Okay, use that range. Yeah. 618 or 70.5. Preferably 70.5. I like the 70.5 area, which comes in at 2.3288. I like that area, so maybe a buy here. And when you buy, don't expect too much. I'll say take something between this high and the entry, divide it into two, and then you take something from the mean threshold. So the entry will be here. Oops, what am I doing? Right, I think I've got good eyes. I eyeball it and it looks like I was right. 50% is that level, right? So right here, if you get in, close most of it there, and then leave it and see what if they can go all the way up here. That's all. Okay, so Tatsuo should reject here. Should have. It did, and then it's okay. So the buy pattern did appear, but it couldn't break it. It couldn't break it. Now you see an example of why being in front of the screen, it's very, very important, because if you are in front of the screen, this up candle needs to break before price will be able to go up, because price will be in a downtrend. This lower time frame, up candles will respect up candles will respect price, and then down candles will be broken. So if you're in front of the screen, buying here, not good idea. Why? Because price is in a downtrend. So you wait, let them break this, and then it goes higher. Nevertheless, if you're not in front of the screen, then obviously your stop loss will protect you. And as it stands, it looks like they might go and take out this low. But again, watch it, because if it takes out, it might give you similar push again. And from what price is doing, it looks like it's accumulating, because anytime it goes for the low, it does not stay there, it comes right back above it. Anytime it takes out a low, it comes right back above it. So it seems that there's some accumulation going on, because if we are bearish, we break a low, we need to continue going lower. But if it comes right back above it, then it means that someone is accumulating longs, because they only buy when it goes below the low. They only buy when it goes below the low, right? So if it does go below it again, look for something similar, which is a close above a down candle, or a break above an up candle, then you look for the buy. And then finally, touch key is going for that one, and then it will go for this one as well. So look for touch key to continue going down to attack this equal low and that low, probably this week, which is tomorrow and Sunday. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Let's go back to the dollar and see what it's doing. Let me check it on the 1 hour time frame. Okay, so the down candle couldn't break, so that's no good news. But the day has not ended, so let's see how the day is going to end. Today is Friday, anything is possible. So we want this down candle to break, then next week we are looking for lower prices. If it doesn't break and we close above the previous week high, it will change the narrative. Okay, so how we close for the week is important. I would want to see them close below this one, and then we stay as a weekly rejection above previous week high. That's what we want to see by the end of the week. So don't do anything, don't do any trading on the majors apart from the New Zealand pairs. Don't do anything on Euro, Pound, Aussie. Don't do anything. Let's wait. Then next week we'll look at what this is going to do, and then based on that we'll make some decisions. Okay, so I'm done. I'm going to watch Ant-Man and Quantumania. I started watching it last night. I couldn't finish, so I'm gonna go and finish it. It's a nice movie. Watch it. It talks about the quantum realm, how beautiful the quantum realm is. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your day and your weekend, and I'll see you on Monday. Take care.